Ask and ye shall receive, people. What's going on? Sean Pierce Johnston here at GuitCon 2017. And you asked for it. Here it is. It is a review and demo of the Schecter Nick Johnston signature model. And boy, howdy, I don't want to leave Germany without this guitar. As far as a player, Nick Johnston is pretty incredible. He is one of those guys that just kind of burst onto the scene and has just taken the world, the guitar world at least, by storm. And this Schecter really doesn't seem like something you would typically see from Schecter. I could certainly understand if some of you out there would be thinking that. But Schecter really got its start as a kind of better Fender company, if you will. Basically making parts and necks and bodies that were of the Fender style, but were maybe a little more high-end, were maybe a little bit more customizable. And this comes straight from the Schecter custom shop. And it is quite the strat style guitar, to say the least. You get the classic body shape, the classic pickup layout, but the interesting thing with this particular model is that instead of the typical volume, tone, and tone, you have just a master volume and a master tone control. Get your typical 5-way blade selector, and where we really get into some special tweaks to this particular style of guitar are in the wood choices. Now the back of the guitar, you can see the wood that is on the neck, or it was what the neck is made of, and it's Padauk. Not really a wood that I'm all that familiar with, but I love the look of it, and I love the feel of it. The finish on the back of the neck is kind of like an oil finish, but it's not slimy. It's very easy and smooth to play. You're not going to find a whole lot of sticky spots on this one. Now the contoured heel is something that I really like because you can get up high on the fretboard and comfortably bend a note, which is kind of nice. And the bonus here is that even though we've got your typical 2-bolt style whammy bar, you get locking tuners. Very nice touch. Easy string changes, good tuning stability. And the other thing I really love about the cosmetics are these inlays. You know, they're dot inlays, but they're not filled with anything. But if they are filled with anything, it would be the ebony that makes up the fingerboard. So looks-wise, this thing is pretty dang cool, but we need to hear how it sounds. So we're going to run through this JOYO DualKlonz, which the fine folks at JOYO have brought to GuitCon, and that I've really been enjoying spending some time with this past week. And we're going to use an AC30 model on the vintage channel and a sort of 5150 model on the modern channel. Got a couple pedals on the floor for some echo and some reverb. So let's go over to the AC side of the amp and let's check out some clean tones. I gotta say, this is a really nicely balanced set of single coil pickups. The bridge pickup in a Stratocaster has always been a problem for me. The high end is always a little too overemphasized, there's not enough body to it, but this one feels pretty well balanced on a clean sound. I don't feel like it's that typical ice picky kind of thing. But of course, I just love the neck pickup with a slightly gritty, clean sound, which is what I've got going on right now, because that's just all you need to really play the blues. I just love that spank. I love the push. It is something really special. I do actually really like the middle position on this one. Middle position pickups are really hit or miss. 9 times out of 10, guys don't use it. But this one has got kind of a quack that just really makes some funky lines really special. Yeah, like it a lot. Let's check that out with a little bit of tape echo from the Keeley dark side, and let's see if we can get something a little bit more on the washy ambient side of things. About a little reverb from a TC Skysurfer. That's a nice mix. I like those two effects together with this particular guitar. I do want to make a comment about this particular whammy bar system. And remember, this is vibrato. It's not tremolo. So, you know the whole thing. So anyway, 2 post trems, whammy bars, whatever you prefer to call them, I don't particularly like. I find that their range of motion is a little too extreme for my liking. I like my whammy bars to have a natural wave vibrato to them, something that feels natural and musical. This one actually succeeds in doing that, having the pitch warble slightly and not get to the point where it's like, wah, wah, wah. I'll show you what I mean without making funny sounds with my mouth. You can get a subtle sound, but you can also get extreme. And hey, it even stays in tune. Not bad. Let's go ahead and switch over to the dirty sounds and sample this guitar with that. Even on distorted tones, this guitar balances quite nicely. And the great thing about just having a master tone is that sometimes with Strat style guitars, the high end emphasis can really make your distorted tones just a little too trebly. So you can go ahead and just dial that out ever so slightly and warm up the pickups a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll just play an A chord with a full up on the tone, and then we'll roll that back slightly so the sound gets a little meatier. It It's not going to be a humbucker, but it certainly sounds a little bit more rounded. And then you can go over to the neck pickup when you take your solo, and you're going to have something that's a little bit more, it's got that liquid sustain kind of thing. Let's go ahead and add on the Dark Side's tape echo. Now the Skysurfer with that. Yeah, I would say I'm a fan of that tone. I would say I'm a fan of this combination of things all together, all sounding really nice. Now, when we go to the middle position, I kind of feel like this is a good pickup for that Robin Trower kind of sound, or at least a modern Robin Trower tone. So let's go ahead and turn the volume full up and then roll it back ever so slightly so we don't get super saturated. We get something just a little bit more crunchy. You could also do your highway star on that. Yeah, I like it a lot. And that is the Schecter Nick Johnston signature model. It is a great super strat, even though it does not really like a super strat. I think it's a super strat. I think there's a lot of cool modifications to the classic design that make this something more of a modern take on the classic instrument, and something that brings it into the 21st century. Now, there, of course, tons of people out there doing the Fender thing and doing it really well, but I think this is a great way for Schecter to get back to its roots, doing something classic but making it just a little bit better than the original. So I for one think this is a great guitar. I would love to spend more time with it, especially if it were, you know, staying with me permanently. I'd probably be a very happy guy, but unfortunately I don't get to take it home. Oh well. I am just going to be thankful for the time I got to spend with it. And I want to know what you guys thought of this guitar. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and be sure you click the subscribe button so you don't miss the rest of the GuitCon videos that I've got coming up. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'm Sean Pierce Johnson, wishing you all great tone and happy stomping. Cheers, everybody.